Control. Alpha Team.
What is going on, guys? It's 269 here with another Destiny gameplay guide for you. Today we've got some gameplay in the background which is from the alpha, but it is not the subject and topic manner of the video today. With the beta just around the corner, I thought it would be a good time to kind of go through and give you guys kind of the heads up on one of the weapon types. So we've already done videos on the fusion rifle and the auto rifle. Today's video will be focusing on the, can you guess it? The pulse rifles. So pulse rifles are kind of like Destiny's traditional burst rifle weapons as a weapon type. The burst rifles shoot out in 3 bursts. That's the only weapons that I've encountered in the alpha. I've only shot out 3 burst rounds, so it's pretty cool. It's definitely something that I traditionally use a lot of in other shooting games such as Call of Duty and Halo. So think of the BR if you're playing Halo, and think of the M16 and the FAMAS if you're playing Call of Duty. These weapons are semi-automatic, so every time you pull the trigger 3 or 4 burst rounds come out, and then you have to wait a while before you're able to pull the trigger. The key differences between this and other games is that when you pull the trigger in Destiny, there's a lot shorter delay between the next shot that you can actually take, and the trade-off of this is that there is a higher recoil at range when using these weapons, meaning that it's quite hard to keep a track on targets at range, which is something that if you've played or used burst rifles in other games, then you know they're usually quite effective at medium to long range distances. But in Destiny, so far as I've used, this may change as we unlock more weapons, which is most likely going to be the case, and we get more sights on the weapons, because you are able to unlock different abilities or upgrades and perks for each of the weapons in Destiny. So I'm sure they'll have some sights that counteract the recoil, but for now, just using the iron sights, you can see that it was bouncing around to switch to the heavy weapon. But in the footage you'll see in a second when I go and acquire targets, you can see that the sight is bouncing around quite a bit as I'm aiming down the sights at people, and making it quite difficult to keep a track on them. It's not that difficult, it is controllable if you just take your time, but sometimes you're in a scenario where you just panic and you just want to tap the trigger as fast as possible just to ensure your survival. So bear that in mind when you're actually using these weapons. Because of the recoil, try to engage at a medium to close range distance. Long range it does work, but it's not as effective as medium to close range, so think of your kind of usual assault rifle distance and you'll be fine. Just use it like a normal sight rifle, not like a marksman rifle or something like that, like a DMR distance or some those longer ranges that you'll go for with more precision weapons, because it seems to be like a machine gun hybrid or just another kind of fire mode for auto rifle for the ones that I've picked up. This may be completely different for some of the other weapons, but the majority of the pulse rifles that I picked up were kind of function in this manner, in this way. But that is part and parcel of Destiny, because there are so many weapons you can never really predict how they kind of behave depending on their upgrades and their particular stats, and that's what makes Destiny so exciting. But one of the other perks of these weapons are that it looks absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's got some type of cosmetics that kind of look like something out of Killzone. I'm always a fan of like the weapon design in Killzone, and this looks like one of the Hellgas weapon types. I can't remember what it's called. I think it starts with an M. It might be M355 or something like that. I know it's got some number digits. I can't exactly remember what exactly it is. But as you can see right here, I'm able to take out the dude in 4 shots. I missed a couple, so I did aim over the right hand side of him, but it takes about 3 or 4 shots to actually take out a target if you land all of your burst shots on him. And it's quite easy to take out targets if you do trace them correctly. So aim for the torso, make sure your aim is on them before you press the trigger again, because the recoil will take it off. Just track them slowly and just take your time with your targets, and you should be able to dispatch them relatively easy and quickly, even though you're being a bit more patient than you would with a automatic rifle where you just hold down the trigger and spam. So just a quick cool tidbit before we move on and wrap up the video. Bungie actually revealed in one of their not weekly updates, but one of their blog updates, that there's actually an exotic pulse rifle called the Red Death, and as you can see, it looks really cool on the screen, and it has a special ability where you're actually able to gain health back by actually damaging targets. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully that carries over to PvE and not PvP, because I can see it being slightly unbalanced in LPvP if that is the case. Also, before I go and wrap up, don't forget to drop your gamertag down below, because for the beta we should be available on all platforms. I'm 269 on most things, and Eric's is Eric's on most things, so don't forget to add us and drop your gamertag below. Are you playing the beta? What class are you going to be playing, and all that stuff. I kind of want to know like what people are doing and what they're choosing, because it's going to kind of influence what I choose, and because if everyone's choosing a really good class, and I want to know about it. So the takeaways from this video are: if you're going to use a pulse rifle, engage at medium distance. It takes 3 or 4 shots to kill someone with the pull of the trigger, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Eric's Gaming for more daily goodness. Myself going back to quite a lot, because they're quite a familiar type of weapon. They're kind of like your traditional assault rifles within any other game. So think Call of Duty, they're kind of like the M4. Think in Halo, your assault rifle, but this time you can have a scope on it. So unlike the assault rifle in Halo, it does have a scope that you can look down and you can aim down sights with. There are